Start it again.
The time is now to call for a boycott. You're either with me or against me. Boycott! 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 I shall not stand behind a symbol of deception. Whether it be the globe or whether it be the azimuthal equidistant map or the Gleason's map or any other circle map with a circle sun. If it's wrong, we must do away with it. We must turn our backs on it. Ditch it. Get rid of it. We still have time to make a change. We still have time to do what's right. Let this be the end of the fake flat Earth. The future starts now. If this video has resonated with you at all, don't just share it as many times as you possibly can. This is a full-on boycott. Mirror this video on your own YouTube channel. Share it on Facebook. Tell all your flat earther friends the jig is up on the circle frisbee map. We do not live on a blue pizza. Boycott! 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 Boycott!
Into the one and only
All Out Truth Channel. The true YAHAWASHI Network. Please turn your volume to max and be prepared for
Awake Souls and Event Skeptic.
Now, back again with yet another outstanding debunk video. Broadcasting worldwide. We go beyond the lies and deception. Soar to the highest of heights, down to the darkest of deceptions. Nothing can stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Your best community for top news and information regarding simulation reality, Christianity, and flat Earth proof. You have now reached the first ever simulation nation realization. We are beyond flat Earth.
TKO! 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 TKO!
The time is now.
And we're back. How is everyone doing?
I'm doing wonderful, and I'm glad we made the switch over to Awake Souls. You know, we started out on Beyond Flat Earth, and there's nobody there, and it's a smaller channel, so we switched over here. hoping to get as much as we can as far as viewers is concerned, because we really want your interaction. We want to hear what you have to say about the things. Ronnie, are you in Australia?
No, I'm actually in North America here on this side of the wall.
Paris, right?
Yeah. No, that was where we're going to start the water level here, and then it's going to run up this way, and it's going to end here. Oh, wait, here. No, it's really good to be here tonight with you, Jason, the rightful leader, my strategist, and it's just so thankful that we get to rightfully stand up and show the people who is leading the flat Earth, and it's you and I. And Team YAHAWASHI, we got Enslaved by Media, we got Multi Tom Tom just joined the team. I'd like to see a hashtag Team YAHAWASHI on a Multi Tom Tom video. It's all thanks to you, man. Your strategies, you've really picked me up. When I met you, Jaron tried to put my name through the mud, and Lori Frary tried to put some stupid Pac-Man transgender thing on me, and you picked me up like a brother should. And thank you, brother. It's you made this possible for us to be the true rightful leaders of the flat Earth, and it's all thanks to you, man. The whole team. Thank you.
Thank you. I accept the role. It's what I've been trying to do all along. I knew we were in a simulation before I knew about flat Earth. And flat Earth has just been an opportunity to show people a path to simulation realization through observable evidence. And I know I can do it. I was able to show it to you. You're super, super skeptical. I mean, you put it through the ringer. You tested it every which way you can. And I've learned things along the way because of being tested by you. So it's not like I knew everything from the beginning, but I knew some fundamentals. I knew we were in a simulation. Then studying flat Earth about a year ago, with the fall equinox of 2016, I was able to tell that the popular flat Earth model does not work, and started making videos about that. And of course, have been super rejected and ostracized by the popular flat Earth channels. And now some validation is coming around, because one of the channels, this is sort of interesting. I watched the Flat Earth A-hole video today, and I realized by the end of it that if I had made a shill video about Flat Earth A-hole, that I would need to take it down, because he stepped up and stood for truth. It was something that the shills don't. I'm not saying he's not a shill completely. It's still to be determined, but he did stand up for truth in saying that the popular flat Earth model does not work. And we all have to test each other. There's only one person in this world that I know is not a shill, and it's you. But I get to keep tabs on you all the time. I would be able to see if you were having secret communications and all that kind of stuff. So we all have to test each other and come in skeptically. I mean, your channel, Ben Skeptic, wraps it up as far as being a truther is concerned. But even though I come in with skepticism with somebody like Flat Earth A-hole, I love the message. I'm going to promote the message. I agree with the message. But he also says he doesn't know what the map and model is. And that's where you and I stand in a completely different position, because we didn't just discover that the AE model was wrong, didn't work, and then just quit and stop. We kept going and kept looking, and we have found map and model that does work and has not been debunked. And we continually ask for it to be debunked. And because we know that the team that we're against is a team full of shills promoting a false model, you would sure think that if there was something that they could have debunked about it, we would have heard about it. Right? So there might be some little nuances about it that aren't quite right. But in general, I would say it's probably on a very, very sound foundation. So to all the people that are going to be waking up to the fact that not only is Earth flat, but the sun and moon are not doing circles over, he coined blue frisbee. And I think blue frisbee might be a meme that we use to get rid of the popular flat Earth model.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, blue pizza, blue frisbee, because there was the guy that Mark Sargent was selling merchandise for, and he was talking about selling blue frisbees, and I think Math Powerland was selling pictures of the AE map too, but it was a really distorted one. But here, Jason, let's do this live. Okay, I want everyone to see here and witness. I was wrong. This here is Flat Earth Asshole. This is a video. I called him a shill and I exposed him. I was wrong. Flat Earth Asshole is not a shill. He actually is after the truth right now. And, I got to delete this video. This is a absolute shame to have on my channel, because he is actually after the truth. And anyone else that's on this list, this is what happens. Here we go. Delete, watch. 136 views. I should have got more, but let's get rid of this. Oh, I gotta check this box. Nope, I don't want to check that.
No.
No, I can just delete it from here.
The down arrow right next to it.
Yeah. Thank you, Flat Earth Asshole, for being a truth seeker. That makes my absolute day. That makes my day almost as happy as I was when I found. No, I'm happier for that than I was when I found out that marksargent.com was domained in 2012. That was pretty good information to hear, because that explains that he is a complete shill, and he has been the entire time. And Patricia, they quietly move amongst the community and create division and separation through chats and mind control. Whether they're completely CI, we're going to get into all that. But thank you, Flat Earth Asshole. Thank you, true people out there, man.
Yeah, so I want to show people. I'm going to screen share here quick. And I had a video uploaded, because I had done a number of hit pieces. There's about 50 of the popular flat Earth channels that have all been shilling for the AE model. And so I made a list of them, and I started from the largest and was working my way down. And I had actually made one for Flat Earth A-hole, and I have one for the Morgue Isle, but I haven't published them yet. I still had to tag them and hit publish on them. But so I just want to play what it was that I was saying as far as, calling them out as a shill. And you'll see here how, I'm going to take my words back. And of course, I'll never publish this video. But this is what I was going to call them out for. So I would like everybody to go to this video, Flat Earth Asshole versus Math Powerland. Go to 2235 and listen to Flat Earth Asshole admit that there's many, many flaws in the popular flat Earth model. I appreciate you bringing that out. You mock the people that have bought Gleason maps and, promote that AE model. But you're a shill. You won't tell your audience the flaws. You tell people to go figure it out for themselves. See, I can't publish this video now because he did point out the flaws and he did share it with his audience. And to that, I am thankful. And that is what we need to see more and more and more of from all the popular channels, admitting that the model does not work. No possible way does that model work. And that we that know that the Earth is flat need to continue to look for models, and we need to have people evaluate the model that we have been promoting, try and debunk it, because all evidence shows that it is true.
Yeah. Well, sorry about this. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I find that's totally amazing about this opportunity right now is that we do have before us a time period where it looks like there is a big movement going on in the flat Earth. And I guess calling it out is one thing. It's maybe sharing videos. I definitely think spreading the word is the most important thing. And as a co-leader with you here, brother, of the flat Earth, I demand that we all start working together, whether or not you want to believe exactly in our model. But if you can believe in anything that we have to say, help us spread our word and have other people debunk us if they can, because that's the only way we're going to get to the truth. But right now we had to switch from Beyond Flat Earth to over to Awake Souls. Because they're completely blocking all of our avenues. You know, if this doesn't go the right way, we're going to be jumping to Event Skeptic. We need help. We're just two guys, and you know, our team, QNFE, Enslaved by Media, Flat Earth Photography, all of you in the chat, we need you on the team too.
Mr. Nate, that is what I am hoping to hear. He says, I'm a truck driver and wish I brought my computer with me today. I would like to talk to you live. I wish you brought your computer with you too, because we want to talk to you live. This, you know, I said in our intro in Beyond Flat Earth that, you know, Ronnie and I, the last few times we've gone to do Beyond Flat Earth, we're like, well, what are we going to say? What are we going to do? We sort of ran it to its end where, you know, not only have we debunked the popular flat Earth model, we put out the true map and model of this world. We've exposed all these other things like the pyramids are a hoax. There's major problems in math. We've covered how war is a hoax.
How you living?
Mandela effect. What's that?
Simulation.
What did you say? Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah. How we are in a simulation. And so
the working map and model simulation.
We've done all that, and we're sort of like, okay, so now here we are in this last week where all of a sudden the popular flat Earth community is disintegrating. You got the MGTV exposing Mark. You got ODD pulling out of the convention. How many of you listening right now listen to Mark and Patricia on flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes? How many of you caught that? I'd like to hear from you in the chat. What your take is on that. We really want to have people come on live. So the new videos that we put out, we were talking about the truth about everything. This is a channel that we would like to use for having a discussion. This doesn't have to be hardcore debate, like bam, you know, we're just slamming our points down and boom, I beat you. But this is going to be the coffee talk or the beer at the bar talk. You know, us rehashing the current events, giving the way we see things occurring, and what our overall aim or goal is to get down to the truth about everything, all topics. And we did invite people to come on tonight. You wouldn't have to be on camera tonight. You could be off camera. This is still an open invitation. We're hoping that this happens. Ronnie thinks that with Zoom here, if you call on Google or the Hangouts, Google Hangouts, yep, that we should be able to bring you in where we can have the conversation, you know, we can talk. I want to try that. I really do.
You want me to call? I'm going to try calling somebody right now. You want me to?
Calling who?
Tim Osmond. Well, let's just
He,
works,
he won't
right?
come. He won't come on, so we don't know if it works.
But he might. Let's see. Yeah, he couldn't come on. Could you hear it?
I can hear it ringing.
Okay. Let's see if he responds. So, anyone else, if they want to join here, I'm going to open in a call. I'll just do this in the background while you go ahead, take it back over, sir.
Yeah. So, just sort of waiting for the. Go ahead.
Getting a call. Let's hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Where is this call? Here it is. Let's see here. Hey, how's it going? 1 second, 1 second. I want to make sure everyone's are you okay to go live?
Yeah.
What's going on, man? What's going on with the whole debacle? Jason, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can.
Can you hear him, Tim?
He's pretty low.
Try now.
Plus, I just got feedback.
How about now?
Let's see. No feedback.
Talk.
Jason, talk.
Here I am. How's this sound?
Oh, much better. Yeah, I think we're good.
Hey, welcome.
Cool. So, tell us your take on what's going on in the flat Earth community.
I think some people took some incorrect information or some misleading information, maybe, and kind of made it seem as though it was a certain way. But in my opinion, it's still fishy, even the story that they gave. So, the dude got the domain and also did his app. That's pretty fishy to me, just in and of itself. But yeah, I don't know. It's nothing solid, but I mean, really, truthfully, I just go on people's actions, and I can tell when someone's legit. I can tell when someone's a charlatan or a true believer or charlatan meme pusher. And that's why I pretty much, for the most part, leave you guys alone because I do believe that you guys actually believe what you say. And most people, it seems, in the flat earth are not like that. So,
yeah. Wow. So one of the things I picked up on with that Ralph calling in was that he was just like Johnny on the spot, telling everybody what they should know, right? Like, he was ready to talk about anything. He's supposed to be some businessman that's just putting out apps and trying to make money. And here he is talking to the whole flat Earth community, trying to let them know how this is all legit.
Yeah, he didn't. It did seem a bit scripted. He kind of went through his life story and stuff, and it sounded like he had probably thought that out. Really, if you just think of the situation in and of itself, it's kind of bizarre, truthfully. Just like, oh, this guy, he's a business owner and all this stuff, and now we're the flat Earth people, and we got to go ask him to come on the show and show his face because a bunch of conspiracy theorists are going to be after him and stuff. It's just a very odd situation. And then he kind of almost slipped up. He was kind of like, so has it been that long, Mark? He said, someone asked if it was 2012 that he got it, and he was like, has it been that, Mark, that we got that long since we got that, Mark? And Mark was like, whoa, and kind of answered. So I don't know. It's really, it's a story either way. The truth of it is kind of the question, but really their intent shines through with everything they say and do. They don't have any good evidence for the flat Earth. They're not good for the flat Earth in any way. I just like, it's just total fluff show for her, to dress up, and for him to come on and talk numbers most of the time. And like, I admire the right for people to do whatever they want, but it's like, what? At a certain point, flat earthers should say, hey, this is bullshit, and say, hey, these people are actually doing research. These people are actually doing experiments, and I think that's more important for Flat Earth than fucking more potato shows.
I agree with that. So Patty, this is something that obviously bothers her a whole bunch when I call her a tranny. I just got to ask you.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 55-year-old woman. 55. Did you see the picture of her where she's at that wedding and she's doing the selfie shot over the, she's holding it up, looking down on herself, and she's like, this is me with the girls.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's...
You remember that picture?
Yeah.
55-year-old woman, is that sound right?
I don't know, man. I'm so confused nowadays with people being, not what they say age-wise, as well as maybe even gender-wise or sex-wise. I have no idea anymore, truthfully.
Okay. So I'll take that as you don't want to answer. But
she looks like an attractive female, like around like less than 40, 37 maybe. But 37? Then, I mean, it's like sometimes she looks well kept, and then sometimes she looks like she just rolled out of bed on a fucking binge or something. I mean, it's like today. It's like, can you put on some makeup or something? Sorry, but damn, dude. I don't know.
Did you notice that she wasn't on camera when she went into her fake crying?
Yes. And I actually, you know what? And I'll admit to it. Look, I'm kind of insensitive, but I'm not. I don't have the political correctness barrier. So I went in and said that she's a crisis actor on a few accounts, just kind of jokingly. But it was I actually said that to a few friends. I said it would be very important for me to actually see her face when she was trying to conjure up emotion. It seems like she might be a sociopath or somewhere along that lines, where that's kind of why when you look at her, it's almost like you're looking into her eyes, like there's just like nothing there or something. But you know what? I like Patty, and I'm talking a bunch of shit, but I'm just saying, like, these people, they don't care to talk to the people that have contrary beliefs. Like they think that this flat Earth is all sewed up, and they have it all figured out, and they kind of premise everything on that and say, like, and just lead people on to believe it. And I think it's just wrong at the end of the day, even though it's free speech. I still have my free speech to come out and speak against it, really.
Well, and that's, I finally get the opportunity. Tim, you were the first one that came up with any evidence contrary. It was the rotation of the southern star trails. You and I don't know if it was Upside Down Head. It might have been before that guy. You shared some stuff with me, and I ended up looking into it, and it was good. It was right. It was truthful. I got a question for you now that we finally got you live. We've been trying for a year. So your name that you've changed it to is the characters, right? How do people find your channel with those characters?
I don't necessarily want people to find this channel or my Timothy Osman live channel at all. I don't. Like, the people that know me know how to find me, and they can put in Tim Osman, and my account will be like really close. So I don't want to be big. I just like, it's really just satire. And at the end of the day, I try to, throw in some nuggets of truth, but also kind of challenge people on their logic. And it's multifaceted for why I'm out here, truthfully.
Catalogical. But yeah, go ahead, Jay. Sorry I interrupted you. But yeah, thank you, Tim, for that. You do have that record with me as someone who had truth. Thank you.
So what about the new A-hole video? You watch it?
Yeah, actually, I skimmed through probably about 3 minutes of it, and actually sent him a private message and said, hey, I believe it's a sphere, obviously, but this is more truthful than a lot of the other people, basically saying that it's there needs to be top flat earthers that come out and tell the mass of flat earthers that are just like, the earth is flat, and they just get the general idea of it. They don't really care about the nuance to it at all. So it's very important, like I've said before, going after Jaron and all these top channels, to get them to tell the truth. and be like, hey, you know what? This doesn't work. Okay, the flights, the star trails, all of these different things, it just does not work. Let's tell the people the truth. And you know, Bob is just absolutely guilty of the biggest Gish Gallop sessions ever known to mankind, where he'll just go on and on about donuts in the sky and diamagnetic flux lines. I mean, it's like, okay, you know, he fills
Jaren's
people
right
with
there with
word
him.
salad where there's nothing practical or technical about it.
Jaren is right there with him the whole way. So is Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. But so I got to ask you about this, since you still believe that you're on a spinning ball, but your aversions to the popular flat Earth have been the flaws in the model that has been debunked, and there are true flat earthers like Ronnie and I, enslaved by media, flat earth photography. Q and Fee knows this. We know that the earth is flat, but we know that that model does not work. So what's going to be your stance now, since you know the popular flat earth model has been discarded? It is not what we as truth seekers reference whatsoever. Are you going to come at us with criticisms and critiques and debunks of the map and model that we're using? Are you going to pursue truth, is my question.
Well, truthfully, I don't think that your map is any better than the flat Earth map that was proposed at the beginning. Any flat Earth map.
Okay.
I don't believe that you represented at all the star trails, the southern star trails mostly, in any light at all. And I think that the sun doing a Pac-Man style thing that no one has ever observed at all is just something that it basically debunks itself, because we don't have any evidence of that. And then when you go into the simulation, I always said I don't need to debunk simulation, because a simulation can be anything. Okay, everybody's got their own personal sun, so you know, it's like, how can you guys even track or make a map when everybody has their own subjective sun using the sun? It doesn't make any sense at all. It's absolutely bizarre. And to me,
it's really,
and really, I think that we're picking apart something that does work. And people that conflate the issue about the nature of the objective shape of the Earth with it being on a spinning ball is disrespectful, mostly to my stance, because I believe that I know that it's a sphere. Okay, I mean, there's plenty of evidence to show that it's a sphere. All right,
there's no curvature.
Now, proving geo or helio for yourself with this new epistemological approach to philosophy and all this different types of stuff is very, very hard. But the shape of the Earth is evident to me.
There is no curvature, and we can prove that there is no motion experimentally.
And I'm showing a graphic right now that's perfectly depicting, Tim, how everyone on Earth would see the stars north, east, south, and west from their position. And these are the actual stars, Tim, that are...
I'm trying to point out that if it's a simulation, that means, and people are having their own simulations, you're not going to be able to map out anything, because it's a completely subjective reality that we're in. And to try to think that you can objectively map something that is completely subjective is just, just doesn't make any logical sense.
I can't screen share.
We can. It has been done. Okay, so it's really, really simple. You can just use the solar noon declination. You can use the moon's meridian passing, and you can do it at all latitudes and all longitudes. And it pinpoints the location of a sun and moon, the source of light, the angles. But this all happens within your circle of sight, where you're standing in the morning. When you wake up and you look out to the east, the sun rises at your horizon. It goes up over your head. When you put an umbrella above your head, you are in the shadow of it. When a cloud goes over your head, you are in the shadow of it. The sun is actually up above you. And where are you? You're in Denver or something? So you are way north of the Tropic of Cancer. Okay, but yet when you hold that umbrella above your head, if you trace the path from horizon to horizon and you look at your solar noon declination, you will see the angle. If you hold that umbrella straight above your head, you will see just that shadow a couple inches away from your feet. That sun is above you. It is provable. We can prove that. Every single person is seeing their own sun, their own moon, and that is objectively identifiable by the angles that we see it rise and set at. We can do that. We have been doing that. You seem resistant. You seem like
So, like I said, I think that what you're describing is a subjective simulation.
You can call it whatever you want.
I don't know if I'm lagging or if you're lagging at this point.
No, I'm not sure. It's just we're just trying to show you the evidence that we have, and you're sort of not willing to at all. Oh,
no, I said lagging.
It's probably
I said lagging. Am I lagging or are you lagging?
We got to get some gigabit.
I think we are. Okay. Yeah, we're sharing bandwidth here.
Well, as long as the chat can hear you. Jason started to have kind of a double like feedback voice to me, but as I can understand him, so it doesn't matter as long as the chat isn't saying something. But yeah, I think it was probably your RAM.
You're on, Ronnie. Ronnie, you dropped out.
What?
He's there.
So anyway, I think that we need to go back to square one and debunk the globe for sure. Like maybe you don't feel like you're spinning. Okay, well it could be geocentric then, but we need to debunk the globe with actual evidence. So if you guys could get some of your people maybe in the southern hemisphere or whatever to make observations that are not corroborating the sphere, then we'll definitely have a chat. But really what we're trying to do here is redefine the sphere into something that works into a flat world. And objectively, I see curvature. Okay, I'm not saying that I see it, every day or anything. I'm just saying like there is evidence out there. Soundly being one, Alkay's coming out with excellent
CGI.
evidence.
That is CGI.
So we're under the contention that Soundly has pictures, right? Pictures showing curvature.
Soundly is a satanic shill. He does nothing but make false debunk videos, and he is invited on here for debate. He doesn't get the friendly round chat like you do, Tim.
Well, my problem with this claim is that, first of all, I don't have the presupposition of any kind of religion or text or anything like that to make the assessment that he's a Satanist. But I do understand that maybe you guys think that he only has pictures in which you're saying that he's photoshopping, which is images. This guy is actually putting out videos of this, but not only that, raw data that he allows you to go and download. Okay, so if you want to think that he's editing the raw data or it's all CGI or whatever, you better know that he's actually doing videos before you think it's just pictures. Okay, and this is not just once, this is not just twice, this is multiple observations. We got people obviously doing it in Lake Pontchartrain, which any flat earther can go debunk. You guys are in Houston or whatever, go make that observation yourself. We also, go ahead.
Ronnie, I can't hear you. Are you there?
Oh, the fact that we're still on a globe, sorry to interrupt you guys, to actually see curvature, Tim, and I know you know this, debunk. That's why I don't understand how Soundly's running with this. You cannot visualize curvature even from the math of the radius of the globe. You can't see it from the ground. So it's like, you know how people say, Tim, that the boat disappears over the horizon at 3 miles? It's not because of the Earth is curving, and even the scientists will admit that it's the law of perspective, the way that the things leaving your side of view shrink and go down, and things appearing to you come from the top down. So I've got a video on this on my channel. I guess you've never seen it.
No, perspective, like if you think about a railroad track, perspective is basically as the distance gets more, things become smaller horizontally as well as vertically. Okay, it has nothing to do with humps of curvature or anything like that. And Soundly's video is actually very unique because if you guys remember, Brian Mullen was going to do something called Force the Line. Force the Line was basically the exact same thing that's out there that he's making an observation of, okay? So you normally, when we are looking out to the horizon at the ocean or a huge lake or whatever, it obviously looks like it goes basically to your eye line. But the thing is these pylons are exactly above the water, so they're level with the water at certain points throughout this. So the thing is it shows that the Earth, I mean, at least the observations show curvature. And at this point, I think that you guys need to come up with something more clever than perspective, because that is Flat Earth 101, truthfully.
Completely demonstrates that objects leaving your field of view will disappear from the bottom up, and objects approaching will appear from the top down. And it has nothing to do with curvature, Tim. This can't be... You can't just throw this evidence that I have here away. You haven't even looked at it. The very fact that from the one position on the pylon, you have a greater field of view. It has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth. The anything that Soundly has done, it's not submissible as evidence, because we've proven, regardless of whether you're on a ball or on a sphere, perspective plays way more of a key in objects on the ground.
This is proven. Ronnie does have the best video on YouTube about this. And this is welcome to any and all scrutiny. It is tight as a drum. You should watch it.
I don't really understand. Are you guys saying that perspective now, I mean, says something about seeing some kind of curvature, or what? I don't understand at all. What is that graphic you just showed? What is that depicting?
Should I play a bit?
Yeah, let's play a bit.
Well, you can describe it, can't you?
And observations.
Yeah, it sounds like slow-mo.
Of a plain, flat view. At this part of the demonstration, the red and blue objects clearly can't see each other because their horizon lines haven't intersected. So from both perspectives, neither object can see each other because their field of view hasn't intersected. As the two objects, circle of sight, approach each other, their fields of view intersect. So in this simulation, we see the blue dot appearing to rise above our horizon. Yet we know that it is still partially blocked and lies beyond our actual horizon line. As the blue dot continues approaching the red dot, it appears to be rising at the horizon, but it's still perceived behind the horizon line. As soon as the blue object crosses the circle of sight or field of view of the red object, it then enters the field of view and crosses into the horizon line of the red object and becomes entirely visible. As the two objects align,
yeah, I do, but not to what you probably think.
Well, basically just
it then begins.
We can see for 3 miles around us, right, Tim? So objects that are approaching us within outside the 3 miles, we can't see. And when it breaks into the 3 miles, it starts to rise from the ground up. And the ship, as it sails away from us and it leaves our 3 miles, it starts to disappear from the top down.
Oh yeah, that's total gish gallop. You can't represent that at all. And really, you would call that as a sphere Earth or the curvature of the Earth. things being obstructed
It's not-
from
It's
distance
the distance that you
being
can-
observed.
How far do you think you can see, Tim?
How far?
Well, it matters what you're observing. Obviously, if the stars are trillions of miles away, I guess I can see a trillion miles.
Come on, you're trolling us.
Yeah. Let's be serious here.
Well, you guys think it's like 6 miles up, and that is just, I mean, you guys understand that the map is incorrect with the flat Earth, but what the problem is that you have this supposition of the virtual reality of our nature where anything can go. So it's the
Timmy,
whole thing
Timmy,
with the sun
Timmy,
going behind clouds is just
Timmy.
I can't believe that you guys actually believe that. Truthfully,
Timmy, I have a P900. Okay, there's a number of other people that have P900s as well. Have you ever looked at any of the footage and seen how far away the clouds are at the horizon and watch the sun rise through them? It happens. There's a lot of people that you're going to look like an idiot if you continue to take the stance that that's not happening. The truth is coming out, and we are leading the charge on that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
We know that there are clouds behind the sun.
Sun's distance at?
What? The distance.
What would that put the sun's distance at? Have we ever observed clouds above what distance?
Ronnie's video just explained that. It has to do with your elevation to the horizon. So you can imagine standing on a perfectly flat area, like a huge field with absolutely no obstructions at the horizon, and the distance to the horizon would be about 3 miles for you if you were standing up. So all the clouds that you see are closer than 3 miles. Watch a sunrise. Watch where the sun rises from. It rises at the horizon at an angle on a compass that I do agree with the angles of the sunrises and sunsets as laid out by the globe Earth. Okay, I don't disagree with those, and that is part of this model. But you can see that the sun rises 90 degrees east, that's 270 degrees west on an equinox everywhere. That's true. It happens in your circle of sight. It happens within 3 miles. Now, there are anomalies where people from certain elevations using the P900 have actually seen what looks to be like the sun coming out between rolling hills, coming up out of the ground. Watch the footage of the sunrise over water. I have some on my channel. You can clearly see that the clouds at the horizon, we know over water, they're going to be 3 miles away, and you can see the sun rise up through these clouds. It's on my channel. It's one of the first things that I recorded when I got the P900, and it's based on observations like that has brought me to the point where I am right now saying the things I am. It's all based off of observable evidence. Now, a person has to be honest, sit down, look at this honestly. Believe me, I've heard all the sun's too bright crap, but I've done all this myself, and I've done experiments, and I know what focal length has to do with this. And everybody that's recorded this knows that it's not the brightness of the sun. You can clearly see clouds behind the sun. This is clear evidence that we are in a simulation. You can observe it yourself. Get a P900.
I see that the lighter clouds do not show through the very, very bright sun. And then I see the darker clouds obstructing the sun. That's what I see. And this is what this is all about. Look, these observations, everybody has a different explanation, mostly in the flat Earth, but everybody has different explanations. So really, to say that you're right because you think that the sun is a couple miles above our heads is just unpractical. It's impractical because you're talking about a subjective experience and trying to map it objectively. And I just don't think that's possible when you say that the sun is no less than 6 miles above the horizon or above our heads. And furthermore, why doesn't the sun get bigger over our heads if it is?
Or even look at this shot. How can you deny this one? This was flat photography with another P900, Tim. If you watch this, I'll make this full screen. Sorry, chat. Am I muted? No. Okay, good. You're talking about the clouds being, you know, lighter and darker. This clearly shows a cloud. It almost goes halfway behind the sun and halfway in front of the sun.
Yeah, it gets sliced, and you see that tuft still sitting on the front, but watch as it comes back together on the other side, and it's just so darn obvious.
Did you see, like, hopefully I got the zoomed in part.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible, Tim. I don't know how you're going to deny that. Look, right there. It comes from behind the sun.
Comes back together. Another completely undebunkable is something that QNF has on his channel, where he's got the two chemtrail things making an X in the sky, and they are casting a shadow on clouds, and it's rock solid. Can you bring up Q's clip?
You have to bring it up or give me the link.
Okay.
I don't know. You might think it's a joke, Tim, but we're just telling you what we're seeing, what we're purporting on, what we're finding. We're not wanting to be true. We don't want it to be a simulation, bro, but that's just what everything seems to be lining up to.
That's
yeah. I think that
we didn't start with a supposition.
To do observations and
but that's what we're showing you is our observations as to why we think it's a simulation. Not only that, the rise and set times of the sun, the angles, the movement of the stars, they all do point towards the fact that it was created in a certain specific way, and it's created to make you feel like you're on a ball, Tim. I'll give you that.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. That's very good, because that's the next
but it's
logical
still
leap
on a flat
there,
plane, and that's why we're going to test
all
it
right.
at the water level, right?
Yeah, but that just, I mean, level on a sphere.
So
you'd be at the
sphere.
You gotta explain this before. I tried to get you to say it before, but you told me that I don't understand what level on a sphere is. So tell us what level on a sphere is, Timmy.
No, you've said it. You guys know what level on a sphere is. You know that I know it as well. It's rhetorical.
The problem is with the supposition.
So is there anything wrong with the experiment that we're promoting then?
No, there's nothing wrong with it per se. I'm just saying that it doesn't debunk the sphere. Like any and all of your observations do not debunk the sphere. You're just trying to abductively basically prove this and fit this onto something that isn't what it is for some reason. Who knows?
Well, Jason did share the graphics.
I don't know.
What's that?
Well, you had the graphics here when you were explaining the debunk of Jaren's really horrible CGI. I guess you haven't seen it, Tim. I guess it doesn't matter. We still appreciate your all the work you've done for the truth too, Tim, man. It's not all about hard feelings, man. It's all good.
Well, yeah, I'm not hard feelings as well. It's just like, you know, a lot of people call me a lot of things, and it's like, well, I've come out and said observations, very simple observations that anyone can do to corroborate anything that I say. And they get on to me as if I need to go out and do this myself. Really, I don't even need to be speaking or doing any of this at all. But I still feel compelled because I do have a conviction for truth. And I do believe that the evidence does just leads to the sphere, man. And if you guys think that you're on a simulation that's flat, that, you know, was created to make us, you know, be tricked that it's a sphere, then that's fine. I think that's almost a more logical approach than flat Earth, in that they just stick their heads in sand and just say, blah, 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 no, star trails. Like, I've talked to so many flat earthers that just don't have a rebuttal, and they just say I'm lying or that the southern star trails are a hoax. And I'm just like, dude, this is something that matches the latitude and longitude system. And it's like, I know when I'm coming on here, you guys understand about declination, you guys understand about latitude, longitude, all of these different concepts that most flat earthers don't get at all. So in a sense, you guys are a lot more advanced than most of these people. Mostly that the flat Earth wheel cap or pizza pie or whatever does not work, and it will never work. Okay, so if you guys want to live on a flat Earth, I would say and suggest beyond flat
Nice.
Earth.
Thanks, brother.
Here, let me show that clip of Q's video real quick.
Okay.
And you check this out, Tim. Can you see this?
He can't hear you. Can you see it, Tim?
Yeah, I can hear him and see it. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. You see those trails? You see that? See that
Yeah.
X right there? See those shadows? That's in his circle of sight. This is live footage where he's filming those chemtrail things, and they are casting shadows. They are actually behind the sun right there. We'll go back to he'll show the shadows in the X again.
That's incredible. It's undeniable. How do you debunk that? The shadow's behind them, Tim. The sun is literally in front of that chemtrail. It has to be. We know the shadows point to where the sun is not.
What about that? Okay. Let's watch that again. I know it's mind bender, but we look at evidence and we don't we go into it with an open mind.
No, that's interesting. I'm not going to say it's not.
Right.
I don't know. That darker
See, because
chemtrail.
this takes the glare of the sun out of the way, where it's, oh, you can't say it's the brightness of the sun. We're not looking directly at the sun. We're using the shadows created by the sun.
I got a screen share for Timmy to talk. I gotta take your screen share. Okay, go ahead, Tim.
Okay.
Send me that link, chat, Jay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tim. What do you think?
Oh, I was just saying that darker chemtrail there thing, whatever it looks like, kind of stopped comparatively to the whiter cloud. And personally, I've actually seen in San Diego, there was like a dark, I don't know what it is, but it was basically like a chemtrail and stuck in the sky for quite a while. And the whole city was sick. Few weeks after, well, within a few weeks, even myself. So I don't know. I'm just saying that either way, these observations do not debunk the spherical Earth. I think that the preponderance of evidence, like the star trails and like the angular sizes of the sun and moon, without saying there was simulation, are good evidence for a sphere Earth. Not only that, the moon phases as well as the eclipses are logically just kind of make you think that it's a sphere. It could be geocentric, could be heliocentric, but it seems like what we were being told as kids is not some grand conspiracy. And not everybody on the Earth that are in these kind of fields are not idiots. I mean, that's just the plain and simple of it. These people have good reason to believe it's a sphere. You guys say that the observations make it look like a sphere, and that's truthful. That's cool. That's the most truthful thing that flat earthers would ever say to me, truthfully.
Yeah, but you do recognize that NASA is lying, right, Tim?
I don't know, man. I really don't know what to make of this situation because a lot of this new video is now looking as if these Freemasons up in space, quote unquote, are actually playing this part in this whole flat Earth sophism psyop Trojan horse meme that I go on about. I think that they're almost playing into it with how stupid it looks.
Yeah, well, I have been saying for a long time that it's a false dichotomy. They set up globe versus AE model knowing that both would lose. Right, but they would keep people in one or the other. You'd either stay believing that you're a globe, or you'd go believing that there's an ice wall and a dome and all this other nonsense. And the AE model is worse than the globe. It is. If you start looking at the analytics of the sunrise sunset angles, it's way worse. But still, it seems like the controllers set up this false dialectic and didn't expect to have some truthers go beyond that, and then actually have the courage to stand up and fight against their system and continue to promote truth. And but here we are right now, and I'm waving goodbye to all the liars and deceivers. They're all being outed. Shame on them.
So, I'm sorry, what did you just, what was that, the summation of that again? I was just about to expand on it.
We're waving goodbye. It's all the shills and the deceivers and the liars, man.
It's a false dichotomy, man. Globe versus AE is false dichotomy.
Yeah, and there's always more choices, of course. There's definitely the Stephen Christopher map and model.
Earth, you nailed it.
Is that the one you're going with now?
Hey, dude. What's that?
Is that the one that you're going with now?
No.
Oh, no. But you know what? The funny thing is that the concave model is actually more representative of reality than the flat Earth model, the AE map, will ever be.
I agree.
There's definitely some logical leaps that you have to take, like light bending 90 degrees at the horizon. But as far as that, the model actually fits observation.
The sun spins around that model, defecating on the people of the light, right? Yeah, it's graphics, man.
And dropping shards of glass on their head. Yeah.
Jared said it was the tall ice walls that were causing the comments.
Oh, did he really? That's something Mark Sargent would say, not Jared, dude.
Jared said it, dude. He said it.
Yep.
That's what shooting stars are, and the comments, they're chunks of the ice wall.
Well, it was people living beyond the ice wall in other ponds that were throwing ice chunks over the wall at us.
Did you see this banner he put out? This banner. You guys see that in the background? He put this up.
Q's mocking IPS for his fake banner. He's showing him what a real one looks like.
Very nice.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you guys take it over. I don't know if anyone else wanted to join or.
Yeah. What else is going on in the flat Earth world that you've been paying attention to, Tim?
Well, not much more than the conversation just being completely handled by what look like charlatan meme pushing shills and ignoramuses and true believers. So there's 4 categories, but 3 that I just mentioned are the most pertinent at this moment. True believers like Dogmatic Dell that like to go on and on about water being the only evidence and the only thing that he needs to ever talk about. And then you have people like Patty Steere and Mark Sargent, where I can't even watch Mark Sargent. It's just the same script as day one. All right, you don't need any information on the guy. You can just watch his actions for the past couple of years, and that's exactly what a just blatantly obvious shill would do, truthfully. One way or another, doesn't have to be governmental, doesn't even have to be PR or anything. I mean, people like attention.
It's exactly the same way.
To find a different way to make money, basically.
Jaren's doing the exact same thing. What is it, 3 years? And the only thing he talks about is NASA?
Yeah, that's their favorite red herring. And I would love for people to be able to go back to the actual objective question that we are all reaching for. Is it flat? Is it a sphere? Is it something else? All of these NASA things are kind of a side note, I guess, but they're very biased. He's always like, oh, look at this golden scuba diver that's, it's so dumb. And then their proofs are like, oh, look at this. There's a scuba diver with a whatever. I don't know, the space bubbles, all this kind of stuff. It's like just using common sense and logic and rationality. You would say, okay, well, on Earth, so supposedly they're on Earth underwater making these films, right? And we've all seen bubbles and what they do in water. Where do we ever see bubbles go straight up? They go straight in the direction that they're pushed from. So exactly what they're telling us about space and Newton's laws of physics, basically. And so all I'm saying is that, this information is bad. And it's like the question was supposed to be about the shape of the Earth. And now people don't have anything to talk about. They'll go to chats, or they'll rehash stuff or upload old videos or whatever. It's just an absolute joke. I think that it's basically where truthers go to basically mentally decapitate themselves, the flat Earth scene, because it's all about drama. It's nothing. I mean, Patty Steere just had her biggest show tonight because of drama and because of false accusations. And who's not to say that, this wasn't planned to a certain extent by Mark?
That's your supposition that it's false accusations. We don't know that for sure.
About what?
The MGTV piece and stuff like that. The accusations against Mark and Patricia being shills, there is a lot of evidence for that. I've got a bunch of it on my channel. Other people have it on their channels. For you to say that it's just false information is purely supposition on your part. You would agree with that? You don't have evidence to prove.
I'm not sure that I was talking about them in that way. I think I was talking about something else in that.
Patricia. Yeah, well, what we think is basically, Tim, well, with NASA, we know that they've admitted that they can't get outside of lower Earth orbit. So basically, the fact that the entire space shuttle missions, they were all bunk, they were all CGI, they were all fake. We know that NASA's been a part of the scenario. We've gone past that here at Beyond Flat Earth, Tim. We believe that the Venus Project and David Weiss, Mark Sargent, Patricia Steere, Jaron from Jaronism, Wakey, these are all, I don't know if they're shilling for this or if they're being possessed, for all I know. But have you ever looked into the Venus Project, Tim?
Oh, absolutely. But I would like to point out on what you just said about low Earth orbit. I think that, real quick, that using the law of non-contradiction, basically you're saying that NASA are just all liars and they put out bullshit. But then flat earthers will cherry pick things that they say that fit their narrative and say, oh, that just debunks them. Like they would come out and debunk themselves. Yeah. I mean, that's the logic that you just placed in front of me.
They've come out and debunked themselves so that guys like David Weiss and Mark Sargent can release this totally new fake lie, like the globe lie. Now we're on a flat earth pizza pie lie, flying frisbee, traveling upwards at 3 miles an hour or whatever crap it is, because they don't want you to know that you live in a place that's created specifically for you, Tim. Everyone has their own real virtual reality going on. We're inside of like the greatest virtual reality that ever could be. And Tim, we believe that the stronger they get with, creating a virtual reality inside of a virtual reality is gonna F this place up.
Keep in mind that we do know that the popular
how do you map
panels, they're all
virtual reality objectively?
Yeah, all the COINTEL. What are you saying? How do we map flat objectively? What?
How do you map something? You're saying a virtualization, basically, of reality, that everyone has their own different world going on. How would anyone map something that's completely virtual, that is completely subjective, objectively?
Solar noon declination for your latitude and longitude.
These things have to be physical objects if they are
when you dream at night,
doing something
when you're walking down the
on
street,
time.
Is that physically a real street, or is it just a dream? Well, that's
neither here nor there.
The observations that you make in the dream that it's real. It's the same thing that we're in now. It's a construct, and the sun rise and sets, and the way that the schematics work with the stars, and not only that, Tim, the axial rotation is completely debunked with the fact that there is an actual celestial equator that is in line with the Earth's equator, and the fact that you can see North Polaris only to a certain degree, and Sigma Octantis the opposite direction. It totally verifies that there is no axis of rotation. The Earth is not spinning, because if it was, then anywhere you were on the ball, when you looked up, you would literally see the celestial equator above your head. Just like in all the other diagrams with the globe, you are specifically on top of the globe. Everything else is relative to your position. It's all moving in motion the same way, but it does not work when we scrutinize it. And that does kill the fact that we're not on a spinning.
You need to come out and make a straight video about how the geometry of the heliocentric or geocentric sphere Earth is incorrect in any way, because you know what? There'll be this will get this very serious very quickly if you guys are making observations against the known celestial sphere that millions and millions of practical astronomers corroborate each night. Right? So if you guys have evidence against that, you should provide it.
Totally.
Period.
We can do it. It's just all modeling.
I mean, that's huge.
We can do it with
like Morgile. I know I can tell you guys that. Like Morgile is an absolute clown, and he's like, there's no evidence of axial rotation. And at least you guys can understand that there are two celestial points. It really doesn't matter if it's geocentric and everything is going around us, or if it's heliocentric and it's, we're going around the sun. At a certain point, there are two celestial points. You can't say that there's no evidence for axial rotation. It's absolutely garbage.
It's not local to you. It has its own local spot in the sky. The celestial equator, it does not. So if we were on a ball and everything was relative and we were spinning through space, Tim, wherever you were on the ball spinning around, the stars would still act like, so the north would spin counterclockwise, the south would rotate the other way. But really, we don't have that. From certain parts of the plane, you can only see so much of the north and just a tiny bit of the south. And this would not, I do have to make a better video to explain it, but it does
No, we don't need explanations, though, because explanations can lead into Gish Gallop. So what we need is actual evidence of people going on certain latitudes and longitudes and under, like, all of the information available, basically, and showing this as evidence against the sphere, because this is huge. All right. I mean, there's areas near the equator that you can go high enough and see these 2 points doing what they do, and all of the circumpolar stars going around
from 13 degrees north and 13 degrees south. You can see both Polaris and Sigma Octantis going either direction. We know this. We've studied every inch of it. That's why the map we're using, Tim, also wraps onto a globe. When I do it in Blender, it perfectly fits a sphere without any mechanical effort, and it snaps it to a 23.5 or 24 degree tilt on its own. And the map unfolds to a flat, perfect plane. That map we've been showing, we're using it because it's a stereographic projection. It defines a three-dimensional sphere on a flat dimensional plane. So all we're saying is we're at least tied. We can show as much evidence with our flat map and our orientations than the globe can. We're not trying to say that it's better yet, because we need to be debunked. That's what we're trying to say.
Do you think there's anybody out there that cares about the shape of the Earth that actually want to be a part of it?
It's just Go ahead.
Do you think that there's anybody out there that wants to know the shape of the Earth that would be interested in actually doing research into this map and model? Because there's a whole group of people that have woken up to the fact that they are on a flat plane. They did believe that the blue Frisbee was the actual map and model, but those days are over now. That map is done. Flat Earth a-hole just killed it today. And so there's a whole bunch of flat earthers that are going to be looking for the correct map and model. What we are looking for are people that are honest researchers that would all like to, contribute to this research. And we're not coming out here like we don't have a book to sell. We don't have a tour that we're going on. This is just research that we have done, that we are sharing with people, and we are continually asking to be corrected where we're wrong so that we can make it better. So we're looking for help here. If you want to be a part of truth research, come help.
In my opinion, it's a lot about you guys' approach. Like, I think it's important maybe for you guys to separate the religion from the flat earth, maybe have like separate religion videos where people that, you know, like that go to that, and then others go for like hardcore information that's truthful, that it isn't calling Jaren and all these other people Satanists and CIA shills and all this kind of stuff. Because I think you will only you'll hit a cap, and you won't get serious researchers in here when all of these accusations are being made about people with absolutely no evidence. So I think that's very important, because it's just
where he sells bat's blood and other satanic stuff.
Well, here's the thing: we are all about the whole truth. You know,
real bat's blood.
And so I could see the validity of what you're saying right now, and what we would need, I guess, is to have people that are non-religious come and learn this shape of the earth truth and share it with people non-religiously. I'm not able to do that. For those that want to study who created
it doesn't. It's not like a strict. It's not like a strict non-religious thing. What it's about is basically things get laced with religion, and sometimes you can go look at Stephen Christopher and why he hit his cap of 3,000 cult members or whatever. It's because he's laced it with this religion and his own narrative.
Man. He tells people he's God. Come on, man. We're not telling people God. But Tim, you know what? I think your point is valid. If people, I know some people get turned off, especially with the truth research. You come into the truth research, you start hearing all this stuff, and you got to search it out for yourself. And me and Jason are devout Christians, and we are allowed. And you know what, Tim? I take your advice, and I'm gonna think about it and see how we can figure a way. Because I don't know. Yeah, I guess a lot of our videos do have religious stuff mixed in with the flat Earth stuff. We separated.
Yeah, it's a huge turnoff to a lot of people, and you are trying to gather a lot of people. But also, I'm not suggesting you completely throw that out. I'm saying maybe have well-defined videos of flat Earth nature, where all flat earthers can come over, not feel this kind of religious pressure or anything like that. And then have your religious videos where, all the religious people go and hit them up, and it's about religion and flat earth and the Bible and all that kind of stuff. That's excellent. Maybe even a separate channel or whatever. But I'm just saying, logistically, and if you want to reach more like real researchers, just make some clear, concise videos debunking people. You guys already got the social media marketing aspects of it down, right? So if that's, it's all the thing like how I learned to change my tact. It's very important, because if you're trying to impact people, you need to kind of like can some things, or maybe even just change it a little bit to appeal to more people. And it's not, it's not a bad thing at all, I don't think.
I don't want to sacrifice truth at any point, but I do understand making things palatable,
We can have a separate channel that's just great flat Earth evidence, flat Earth proof, flat Earth tests, completely keep the religious stuff to the other side. And it's still going to be, it's a great point, man.
Look, the point too, though, is that in you having the best evidence or proofs or whatever for flat Earth, you're going to get people that come and watch that, and then they might be religious, and then they start, they're into the Bible and stuff. Then they learn more through your other videos, whereas they wouldn't have been there because of it, or, you guys were harder to find before. When I was searching Flat Earth Live, you guys were not popping up.
Are we now? No, I don't know if we're now.
Yes, you are now.
I noticed that there was more views coming in.
Yep, that's why.
It's crazy. So it's good advice. I see people in the chat as well. I don't know, because we get pretty carried away. I know Jason does too. We're passionate, Tim. That's, you're a passionate guy too. You're here for the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. But you guys are passionate in your own way, to where it's actually comical to a lot of people. So a lot of a lot of the people that are watching you aren't watching you because they believe in what you're saying necessarily. They're actually getting a kick out of what you guys are saying. And Ronnie, you're almost trolling us, bro, because some of these things you say, like, oh, she's a satanic shill, and then laugh right afterwards. Like, you're not fooling anybody with that,
some of
dude.
it's satire, man.
Well, it's become my go-to label, because I do super categorize people into just two categories. Just two. There are truth seekers, and then there's liars, deceivers, defrauders. And to me, being a truth seeker is being a Christian, and being a liar, deceiver, defrauder is being a Satanist. And so I only see those two categories. So I can mass blanket, just throw swaths of people into the satanic category, without it's just, yep, Satanist. That doesn't to me mean that they're biting the heads off of bats and drinking blood and all the whatever they do, raping children and stuff like that. Just the fact that they're a liar, deceiver, defrauder, and not for the actual truth, to me, throws them in the category of being a Satanist. So I can say it pretty lightheartedly.
So what if what you're saying with the simulation theory and flat Earth is incorrect? Then you be placed in the category of Satanist.
Would I be a liar, a deceiver, or a defrauder? Would I be any of those?
Okay, so using that logic that I just got out of you, these people that go around and think that it's a sphere and are not in the pursuit of truth, they're happy with their lives, you should not be labeling, they would fall into that category of Satanist because you have a false dialectic saying you're either a Satanist or a truther, basically.
You're not a Satanist if you don't believe in the flat Earth, if that's what you think, Tim. Don't say that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about those people. They're not even part of the conversation. I'm pretty clear on my channel that I'm not here to talk about Ball Earth. You're the only person that I'm even entertaining a little bit of Ball Earth conversation with. I'm totally beyond that. So that's not what this conversation is about, Ball Earthers. I'm talking about people that are promoting models that are disinformation. And those people I would call Satanists.
Yeah, but what if they truly believe it? As in they're ignorant to, say, your work, maybe because you guys haven't had the best tact in the past. Like, what if they're ignorant to your work, but they really think that the AE model is truth? Then they're going around saying that, then they're a Satanist to you because they really are pushing what they think is the truth?
Okay, so I've got Ronnie on my team, and Ronnie knows, that Ronnie knows all this. He knows the background and all these characters. He knows where David of Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole comes from. He knows all the background on it. Yeah. He knows the background on Bob. He knows the background on Jaron. He knows the background on all these people. It's not just and we've approached these people. We've called them out for the AE model that's impossible. Finally, Flat Earth A-hole has busted that today. That's done and over with.
Yep.
But we weren't just calling these people willy-nilly Satanists. It was actually through a whole bunch of research that we were calling them that.
But
I gotcha.
Some of the Flat Earth Shill videos that I did, they were more satire because nobody was listening to us. And more than anyone else, Tim, that you got to stop the beat.
Yeah.
That's why I wish, man, maybe if one day, maybe I'll stop with the YAHAWASHI all the time. It's hard for me because I love the scriptures so much, but to have someone like you on the team, man, that would be unbelievable. And if anyone ever does out there hear us and they're not a part of our team because we're spiritual or Christian, you can still do what you want to do. And if you hear something that you like, share it, man. And I'd share you around more with your work, even though I know a lot of it's satire and memes. It's good beats you put up and a place for people to convene and talk, Tim. I appreciate that. But you don't want to be really promoted or shared, right?
Not too much, really. But yeah, you know what? The thing about YAHAWASHI and all of that, like, I do not care. I actually admire people because I don't have any kind of Christ or anything in my life. And at this point, I don't know if I ever will. but like anything that would help anybody in their life, I think is absolutely excellent. When that comes with the territory of going around and pointing the finger at other people, I don't think that's the best tact, in my opinion. And a lot of Christians do that. They go around and say, they call other people Satanists, and it's like that word is so loaded, and you guys know what it's loaded with. It's loaded with a lot of baby eating and blood drinking and all this kind of stuff, where people are like, no, I just, I don't believe in that. I didn't grow up that way, or whatever. And the thing about religion, in my opinion, is that it's almost regional. Whereas if I was born in India, or if I was born in Afghanistan, like, I wouldn't necessarily be one of the religions that are outside of there. So it seems regional to me, but like I said, I don't care at all. I might take just jokingly say Yeshagui and stuff like that. But it's kind of like what I do with Jerry and Bobby Boy, stuff like that. It's just kind of it's dorm room like bullshit, basically.
You understand you understand why we use that name, right?
Because you're on the Black Israelite kick or something?
No. They tried to occult that and like send that out with a bunch of racist black people, but the actual ancient Paleo Hebrew, Tim, the name was YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI. That's the reason that the black Hebrew guys are bringing it out is beyond me. Probably to try and get people to say you're a black Hebrewite or whatever.
Yeah, it's a COINTEL release, just like when Alex Jones releases something. It's like he can release truth and it can be discredited at the same time because it came out from Alex Jones, right?
Yeah. False dichotomy.
Yeah, sorry, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, this has been great. This is we've taken over the leadership of the Flat Earth. We've had the globe. I don't want to call you a troll because I don't think you really troll anymore. You're the Sophism Jihad Trojan horse. We had you on. Great. I hope we can get more truths and proofs.
Yeah.
I'm more the very lazy, just push record and talk a bunch of crap at this point. I think that the sphere Earth is such solid science at this point that I would be foolish to really spend too much time into this, because really at the end of the day, it is only a few thousand people on the internet that believe the Earth is flat. And if it had any validity at all in my mind, I absolutely would pursue it with great vigor. But it just doesn't. I don't see many spherical Earth debunks. I haven't found one, truthfully. So except a philosophical approach where there's no measurable curvature and that water is flat. So, I applaud you guys in a way, because you guys, like Flat Earth Asshole, are pushing for something better, right? That's what it should be about. We're 3 years into this, some people, and I don't want to go back to step one with Dredd and Bro Sanchez telling us that Rahu and Ketu and all this other stuff. So, I've always pushed to make people better, and they called me a troll. And obviously, I'm quote unquote a truther. So really what I'm doing is going and speaking the truth that I think. And I think that it's a psyop. I think that Flat Earth is bogus. And I think the sphere Earth is the truth. And so that's why I've been out with my conviction, trying to tell people that I thought were objective, that I thought cared about things like this. But it seems as though they don't. So it's that's just why I don't put too much time into it. I'll make fun of it.
I know what you'll be doing. You're going to be busy now, aren't you? Because with Flat Earth A-hole blowing up the popular Flat Earth model, you're going to be right in there telling all the broken-hearted Flat Earthers that they're on a spinning ball, aren't you?
Well, I don't know, not necessarily. I think that it's just I think that it's a big step that somebody seems to be objective that has a few thousand subs plus. And we don't see that from Jaron or Bob or GLOBEBUSTERS. It's just the same rhetoric, the same biased nonsense shill tactics. So I push for for people to prove what they say, and I think that I'm justified in saying that the Earth is a sphere without doing anything else in my life, truthfully.
Hey, you can do whatever you want. Nobody's forcing you. I appreciate you showing up, Tim.
I do appreciate talking to you guys. I'm not a bad guy. I'll talk to anybody, and you guys are open to talking, unlike a lot of the flat earthers that seem to me to be shills that are, there's no other better way to say it. They're just vile at this point. So it's cool to kind of pass around different ideas and stuff, and I'm happy that you guys have a better representation than the flat Earth. But what I've gotten from this is that basically it is a deconstructed sphere, as basically Ronnie has put it, and so also it's a subjective experience, and it's just like it's going to be hard, in my opinion, to prove that everybody's subjective experience is some kind of a virtual reality, in my opinion.
Well,
But
people
thanks for having
need
me, guys.
Yeah, people need to really focus on the P900 footage. That's going to be critical. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play Flat Earth A-Holes video, and I'm just going to turn the camera off, but hang out in the chat. And I'd like to hang out and get people's opinions on this video as I play it. So we'll talk to you later, Tim.
Yeah, man.
Later, guys. Thanks.
All right, everybody. I'm just going to play this video here. He said to reshare it. And let's get this restarted. And I'd like to hear what everybody has to say about it in the chat.
The azimuthal equidistant projection map that the USGS actually uses is the flat Earth map. The azimuthal equidistant projection map that the USGS actually uses is the flat Earth map. The UN logo is another example of it. The UN logo is actually a flat Earth map divided into 33 Masonic sections, by the way.
What if the powers that be, who sold us the globe deception, had a backup plan? What if they could just simply take the same globe they fooled us with once and smash it flat? Could they dupe us again? Are we really big enough idiots to fall for a blue frisbee? Right in our faces? Is the truth right there in plain sight? Or were we sold a false model yet again by snake oil salesmen such as Eric Dubé, Matt
The azimuthal equidistant projection map that the USGS actually uses is the flat Earth map. The azimuthal equidistant projection map that the USGS actually uses is the flat Earth map. The UN logo is another example of it. The UN logo is actually a flat Earth map, divided into 33 Masonic sections, by the way.
What if the powers that be, who sold us the globe deception, had a backup plan? What if they could just simply take the same globe they fooled us with once and smash it flat? Could they dupe us again? Are we really big enough idiots to fall for a blue frisbee? Right in our faces? Is the truth really right there in plain sight? Or were we sold a false model yet again by snake oil salesmen such as Eric Dubé, Matt Boylan, Mark Sargent, and Jeranism? These were the first 4 guys to come along and wave the blue frisbee in our face. I'm going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the AE map, what they claim to be the official map of the flat Earth, I'm going to prove it's not only wrong, but it has just as many holes as the globe. And anyone who wears it on their clothing, anyone who pushes it or promotes it, is pushing disinformation, knowingly or unknowingly. So, I bet you guys are wondering what sort of proof I've come up with. Well, let's dig in, shall we? Sunrise and sunset angles absolutely prove that the sun does not go in a circle around an AE map or any other circular map. If you go to suncalc.net, you can actually find out where the sun is going to rise and where the sun is going to set. And apparently in the southern hemisphere, such as Australia, they're seeing the sun rise from the southeast and set in the southwest. Even in South Africa, they're seeing the sun set in the southwest. In South America, they're seeing the sun set in the southwest. Now, no matter where you drag the cursor around in the southern hemisphere, at this time of year in October, the sun is setting to the southwest. That's a problem for the AE map because that's the opposite direction than the supposed circling sun. If people in the southern hemisphere are seeing the sun set to the southwest, that is in the entirely opposite direction than the supposed circling sun. So this is a glaring hole in the AE map and model. Now, I didn't just take suncalc.net's word for it. I actually asked some friends in Australia and further south to help me run some experiments. And here's what we came up with.
Hey guys, this is Alex. Okay, I'm in Warburton, which is in just east of Melbourne, about an hour east of Melbourne, in Australia. We're about, what are we? 37 degrees latitude south, sunset. Today's the 15th of October 2017, and I thought you might be interested in seeing this. So here I've got a compass pointing directly at the sun, and it's showing that the sun is currently going down at about 249 degrees west. Now, if you know anything about the cardinal directions, you'll know that the sun only goes down in the summer here in the southern hemisphere as far as the Tropic of the Tropic of Capricorn, the sun shouldn't be down past due west, okay, which is 270 degrees. Well, it's currently way down to 246 southwest, which means that it's basically, as far as Melbourne is concerned, heading straight towards the South Pole. So I'd like to know if someone can explain that. I don't want any convoluted answers, but just a simple explanation as to why it's not up at least beyond, further north than due west, which is what it should be.
Now, some folks may claim, well, the Tropic of Capricorn runs through Australia, so possibly people in Australia are seeing the sunset to the southwest as some sort of weird perspective issue. Now your problem becomes, folks in Tasmania are also seeing the sunset to the southwest, and they live south of the Tropic of Capricorn.
It is the 18th of the 10th, 2017, Devonport, Tasmania. Currently watching the sun starting to set right now. My last field of view. It is currently now setting. I'm not sure if you can see that out correctly or not. There we go. You have to forgive me, I'm using a sun filter. There we go, 260 degrees, just south of west. It is the 20th of October in Devonport, Tasmania. The current time is 7:17 PM. The sun now, on my last visual sight of the horizon, is setting at 254 degrees south of west. I've lined up my compass properly. Which I do have. Sitting right here. You can see clearly that the compass is set on north. And it's south of west. For all you doubters out there, this destroys your azimuthal equidistant model and smashes it to pieces.
If folks who live south of the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere are seeing the sun set to the southwest, this is a huge, gaping, glaring hole in the azimuthal equidistant map and the circle sun model. Those of you following my channel for a while probably remember I put out a video called Testing Globetards. It was in response to a YouTube channel known as Cool Hard Logic that put out a video series called Testing Flat-Tards. Now, Cool Hard Logic actually put out hit pieces not only against flat earthers, but most specifically the azimuthal equidistant map, or the popular flat earth model. To my knowledge, I was the only flat earther to ever take his challenge and do a debunk video against him. No one else even attempted to do so. No one else even attempted to protect the AE model, the flat Earth map, as they claim. Not Eric Dubé, not Jeranism, not Mark Sargent, not any of them. I was the only one to take on Cool Hard Logic, and in the first video I made, I think I did a damn good job debunking him. The problem I ran into was he punched so many holes in the AE map. I got uncomfortable trying to defend it, and I even had to admit that the map is seriously flawed. He never did prove curvature exists or that the Earth is spinning, but he damn sure seemed to prove that the map had problems. By the time he put out Testing Flattards Part 2, I realized the information he was bringing to the table was going to make it absolutely impossible to defend the AE map and the AE Circle Sun model any longer. It was at that point I decided to give up on the blue frisbee forever.
So what do the transitions between night and day look like at the equinoxes on a giant space pizza? An observer on the equator will still see the sun pass directly overhead at solar noon, so the sun must be over the equator. This means observers on the flat Earth have to observe the sun rising directly northeast. It would appear to rise from a more northerly direction the further south you go, and tend towards a more easterly direction the further north you go, but would never rise in the east. Similarly, when the sun sets, an observer on the equator of the flat Earth would see it set directly northwest, setting on a more northerly heading the further south you go, and a more westerly heading the further north you go. It would never set due west. You'll be unsurprised to hear that reality disagrees. What actually happens at the equinoxes is that all observers at all latitudes see the sun rise due east and set due west, geographically speaking, not magnetically. Flatards have three choices at this point. They can accept reality and that their idea simply doesn't work, or they can deny reality and continue living in their little fantasy, or they can detail a mechanism by which equatorial observers see the sun a full 45 degrees off where it would actually be in their world. For everyone to see the sun rise in the east on a flat Earth, we re-encounter a familiar problem. The sun would have to be in multiple places at the same time for observers up and down the world. And of course, people on the other side of the world will be watching the sun set and will face the same damned problem. All of this whilst the equatorial flatard in the hat says the sun is directly overhead. Since the sun isn't and never can be in multiple places at the same time, the presence of another simple and utterly irreconcilable paradox leads us to the only sensible conclusion: that the notion of us living on a giant frisbee is bollocks.
Here's a question. Have you ever seen the sun shrink into a dot? Yeah! Oh wait, you mean in real life? No. I've only seen that happen on YouTube videos. But in real life, I've seen it get big as fuck before it goes down. How about you? Have you ever seen the sun shrink into a little teeny weeny little dot before it disappears? Or have you only seen that on a video screen or a TV screen? Have you ever seen it with your actual eyes?
It does change, and the changes are mostly due to the atmosphere. So I can show you a picture of the sun setting in the desert where it's very dry, and you'll see the sun shrink and shrink into a tiny, tiny pinprick before it disappears into the horizon. And then I can show you another video of on a more over the ocean, say on a more humid day, the sun is going to actually expand a little bit due to the atmosphere and then disappear into the horizon like a big ball, as many people have seen it.
So I'm in the desert. I'm in Nevada, about 100 miles outside of Las Vegas. It's over 100 degrees. I don't know if you can read that. It's 104 outside. See the sun? It's pretty damn big and it's sinking into the horizon. Now, Eric Dubé says that the sun gets bigger when it goes down because of the moisture in the air and the humidity in the air. And he says when you're out in the desert where it's dry, the sun shrinks into a dot. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm in the desert. It's over 100 degrees. There's no humidity, and the sun ain't shrinking into no fucking dot. All right? And I've never seen the sun shrink into a dot in my entire life, except in videos. So, those of us who've ever been to the desert, like me right now, the sun does not turn into a dot. It gets just as big as it does and goes down when I'm at the ocean. Booyah.
Do the dance, Rusty. Here it is, y'all. Can't do the circle map anymore. Can't do the circle sun anymore. I'm done. And people are gonna say, Jake, you're attacking other flat earthers. We should all be sticking together. We should all unite. Shouldn't be attacking anyone. You're being divisive. I've heard that a lot. Right now, Jake, you're being divisive. Don't be divisive. Let me ask you guys this. When you came out and you told your loved ones that you believe the earth is flat, or that you know the earth is flat, did that divide you from any of your loved ones? Did it divide you from any relationships? Anybody that you used to be close to that you're not close to? Was that truth like uncomfortable? Did it divide you from people? Yeah, the truth is divisive. So what should you have done? Should you have just kept your mouth shut about the flat earth and acted like it was a ball for the rest of your life? Should I have done that too? Fucking train. Jake, dude, we should just all stick together and go after NASA. Don't go after other flat earthers. It makes us look bad. Oh, okay. So if somebody says that the earth is rising upward to account for gravity, we should just be cool with that. They're our friend too, right? So if they go on camera and say that the earth rises upward and they say they're representing the flat earth, we're all supposed to be cool because, hey, they're a flat earther. They're a brother and sister under flat earth. So no matter what you believe, as long as you say it's flat, we all have to love you, right? So if Alex Jones or David Icke became flat earthers tomorrow, we all have to get down and suck their dick and protect them too, because we can't be divisive. See this kind of logic? It's cult-like mentality, and I'm done with it. I'm not gonna take place in cult-like mentality and cult-like behavior. I'm the flat earth asshole. I don't care if I stand alone. I don't care if I lose subs. YouTube is over. They're censoring the real truth. Shit, they might censor this video. You might want to take a fucking copy before this one goes down or this channel goes down. Who knows? I don't like drama. This video's all about the drama. I don't like drama. You guys are being like teenage girls. This is drama. Yeah, I agree with that person. Thumbs up. I don't like drama. Let's all just sing Kumbaya and be friends around the fucking ice wall. Oh wait, but we can't go there because there's guards at the ice wall and they'll shoot you. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, cult-like mentality. Cult-like mentality. I don't like drama, so I'm not gonna participate if anyone calls out anyone else that's part of my little cult group. Yeah, exactly, because that's cult-like mentality right there. Oh, it's drama. Oh, is it? No, drama is your friend's wife is fucking your sister and isn't telling her husband. That's drama. Drama is your typical Jerry Springer shit going across the nation, right? This is the fucking shape of the world and the truth that we're talking about. You know, it's kind of an intellectual war, a war on your mind. War is dramatic, motherfucker. I'm sorry if dramatic events make you uncomfortable. War is fucking dramatic, and it's fucking war right now. They want to fucking give you globe number 2, the blue fucking frisbee with the ice wall that surrounds you. Don't try to go there or the guards will shoot you. Oh, and look up, there's your little circle sun going around you and magically lighting up all the continents correctly. Did any of you guys ever stop to think, how do all those continents and locations get their correct specific number of daylight hours? Verified, documented daylight hours? How do they get those daylight hours with the circle sun going like this? Fucking train. Jake, you've gone crazy. The sun goes in a circle around the little circle flat Earth, dude. Come on. Don't you know that, man? Do your research. Oh, really? Okay. I guess I'm just dumb, but hey, how much does the sun light up on the circle map? Like, what shape does it make? Does it make a circle that goes around in a circle? Like this? Or wait, does it make a half pie shape? It's a half pie shape that goes around. So half the Earth is always illuminated, right? While the other half is dark. Which is it? Is it a circle that goes around the circle like a spotlight going around the North Pole? Or is it a half pie that goes around? Or wait, is it like a yin-yang where they both have a little tail? The night and the sun both have a little tail that goes around. Is it that? What shape is it? Because specific locations get specific, documented, verified, certain amount of daylight hours during different parts of the year. So let's say, for instance, if one location gets 10 hours of sunlight, another location gets 12 and a half hours of sunlight, and another location gets 14 hours of sunlight. Do you really think just taking a circle and spinning it around the circle is gonna make all the times work correctly and light them up all correctly? Or is it a half pie shape that goes around? Or wait a minute, does the shape morph throughout the year? Does it go from being a circle to a half pie shape to being this other fucking weird shape that I don't know how you could actually ever make that unless you use magic? This is kind of a problem, don't you see? Let's explain further, shall we? Specific number of daylight hours in specific locations during specific times of the year absolutely debunk and smash the AE map and circle sun, and here is why.
There are plenty of observable proofs that prove the circle model is a wrong model of flat Earth. There's no way for the model to produce the daylight hours that are real. I mean, millions of people live in these southern cities. We can show examples of that with animations and show how it's impossible for it to reflect reality. You set the sun's reach so it can't reach Antarctica, but it's just giving the Arctic 24-hour light, as we know it does in the June summer. Then we look at what the reach is. We look at how many daylight hours is that sun giving, and up north it's giving plenty. It's giving 12 to 14, but down south, I mean, you can pause it anywhere and you can see that along those latitudes where the cities are, it's only given 5 or 6 hours of daylight, then it's going dark again, but they receive 10 hours of daylight on June the 21st or more. This model can't give the reality. A model must match reality. I mean, it's a basic fail of the Gleason's disk model, and it's a common sense, commonly known. Daylight hours can't be faked. The number of daylight hours can't be faked. So you could set the sun's reach so it's now a lot bigger. Now it will give 10 hours of daylight to those places where they actually receive it. But on the flip side, if you look in the north now, everywhere within the Tropic of Cancer really is getting 24-hour light, which again we know is not reality. It's inherently flawed because of the time zones. An hour up in Canada is worth 20 minutes down south and you're done. So the sun's reach needs to be three times further down south. It doesn't make sense. And then we have the equidistant solstices 6 months apart, north and south. Here's two pairs of examples. Again, pause, check it out for yourself. Go check some other places. Do your own research. But this is truth. And some people do recognise that there's a problem with the daylight hours on the disk model. So we get animations like this. And clearly, what is the sun doing? What is that sun doing? You've got a dark patch and then a light patch behind it, and then it goes to an egg shape in the June solstice. And people will look at it and go, "Oh, right, well, that's how it works," because it is actually giving the right daylight hours there. Believe it or not, it is now giving plenty of sunshine to south and obviously the Antarctic 24-hour daylight. And it's all to do with simply the way they've created this animation. It's the rectangular Mercator map. You can see it's the same graphics from timeanddate.com, and they put it through a polar coordinate filter and sequenced it so it's animated, and that will satisfy some people. Say, well, that's how it works. Watch that. The sun can't light up, the North Pole there, but it can light up places much, much further. It's nonsense.
It was demonstrated very clearly in that last clip that you cannot light up a circular portion of the circular disc and get all the time zones correct with the exact number of daylight hours. And you also can't just light up half of the AE map like a half pie shape and spin it around and get all the specific number of daylight hours correct. Believe it or not, in order to get the specific number of daylight hours anywhere near correct, the shape of the sun would have to morph throughout the year, and it would have to go from being a circle shape to a half pie shape to this weird shape on the right that I'm not sure how the sun would make that. So the egg size night portion there, while the sun is making this other weird shape, I don't know how that could even be possible. And you can also see that Antarctica is lit up all the way around on that one. But flat earthers will say
there is no 24-hour sun in the South Pole. So here's another huge problem. Why are flat earthers trying to make this map work by going to timeanddate.com and using timeanddate.com graphics to wrap around this AE map to try to make the sunlight hours work? If you go to timeanddate.com to get your sunlight hours to work and you use their graphics, you're going to end up lighting up Antarctica like on the far right, because timeanddate.com is based on the globe mechanics. So, flat earthers going to timeanddate.com to correct the problems presented here presents a whole new problem in and of itself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is ODD. Today is Thursday, October 20th, 2016. I basically am just about to document something that I was going to do anyway. And I just figured that this might give you guys some insights or ways of looking at things when you're going about your research. I'm going to take 24 of these still images from timeanddate.com, one for each hour of the day. And then I'm going to convert them all to azimuthal equidistant Gleason style maps, the map that I happen to believe in, and I don't mind if you think I'm a shill because I believe in this map. Alright, I got all my images. Now I just need to put them in my Premiere. Yeah, so there you have it, man. That looks about right to me. So I don't know. Hopefully this helps somebody out there. We'll see you next time.
Now, when ODD tried to correct the problem of a circular sun not providing the proper amount of specific daylight hours in specific locations, when he went to timeanddate.com and then he wrapped their animations around this AE map, what he did was he created this new problem where the sun's shape that it creates with light has to morph throughout the year. That is a huge problem. And if you think that globeheads who are sworn to protect the globe are going to overlook this problem, well, they aren't.
To match basic observations of sunrise and sunset at equinoxes, the flat-width flying spotlight must create an illuminated area that nicely divides the flat Earth in half. This immediately tells us that the flat-arced flying spotlight has a lampshade. There will be 2 times per year when the flying spotlight has to illuminate Earth this way. Every day, though, it's daylight for essentially half Earth's surface and night for the rest. That leaves us with the question of what the flat-arced flying spotlight does for the rest of the year. On a spheroid, these things are easy to understand. Half of Earth is illuminated, half isn't. What does this illuminated area look like on a turtle-mounted space pizza, though? Let's unwrap a spheroid illuminated per the June solstice back out onto a flat Earth and see where night and day are. It's clearly different to the half-and-half illumination of the equinoxes that we looked at earlier. What does this mean for flatwidths? It can only mean one thing. The flat-arced flying spotlight's lampshade changes shape.
Oh my god! Jake just agreed with Cool Hard Logic, everyone! Jake must be a shill now! He must be going back to believing in the globe! No, you dummies. I'm the only one who ever took on Cool Hard Logic. So of course I've watched his videos, and the ones where he's punched significant holes in the AE map, yeah, I can ask you guys, hey, how do you solve these problems that Cool Hard Logic presents, where he kind of destroys the AE map? Well, my fellow peers, like Jaren, he'll just show up and say, wow,
Jake just dropped a link to a Cool Hard Logic video. What a piece of work. Show me where IPS has done that. Show me where Patty Steers has done that. Wow, that's unbelievable. I'm out of here. This is disgusting. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Jaron, you didn't fucking debunk him, did you? You didn't debunk part 2 and part 3 of Cool Hard Logic's videos. Did you? No. So when I post a fucking link and I ask for someone to try to debunk those certain spots in the videos, it's not because I believe in the globe, or it's not because I love Cool Hard Logic. I'm the only one who ever took him on. It's because he presents significant arguments against the AE map. Has he ever proven curvature exists? No. Did he ever prove that the Earth was spinning? No. But he did punch serious holes in that stupid map and make it look silly. And funny, when I make fun of the map, guys like you show up to defend it, Jaron. When else did Jaron show up to defend some bullshit? Oh, I remember. That's right. When I made a video saying the rapper B.O.B., Bob the Rapper, when I said he was a shill or some kind of plant, Jaron showed up and defended Bob the Rapper when he wanted $200,000 to send satellites to space. And then when he upped the ante to $1 million, and B.O.B. now wants $1 million to do any and all experiments anyone can think of, yeah, Jaron was all cool with that and defended him the whole way. He shows up to defend B.O.B., shows up to defend the AE model, and not only does he defend the AE model, he throws out these little backhanded little insults that are absolutely incorrect and bullshit. He's actually said to me on more than one occasion that the majority of my subscribers on YouTube are due to B.O.B. the Rapper somehow. Yeah, half my subs are because of B.O.B. the Rapper saying that the Earth is flat. Oh, really, Jaron? How come when I made 2 videos calling him full of shit and a bitch and a sellout, how come half my subs didn't fucking unsubscribe and walk away? Nope, they're still all intact. Sure, I lost some fake loser subs who actually think B.O.B. is a genuine guy, but not half of them, not a quarter of them, not an eighth of them. I'll bet it's pretty insignificant how many chump-stained subscribers I lost because I called Bob for what he is, a sellout, controlled bitch. And then, of course, you showed up to defend his sellout, controlled bitch-like behavior. Why, Jaron? What's in it for you? Oh, but listen to this. According to Jaron, it doesn't matter if the flat Earth is a controlled rollout or not. Literally, his words, it doesn't matter if Matt Boylan and Eric Dubé were paid to release the flat Earth in a controlled rollout. And it doesn't matter if the mainstream media is pushing it as a controlled rollout. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is getting the flat Earth message out to the people who don't know about it. That's all that matters to Jaron. So whether or not this is a controlled rollout and people are being paid doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is waking up people to NASA's lies. What the fuck? I know a lot of people think Jaron's a great guy, nice guy. He's like the voice of reason for the flat Earth. And you know, I used to agree, but now I've lost all respect for Jaron. And I see right through his bullshit too. You're going to show up and defend Bob and say half my subscribers are due to him? That's one thing. But if you're going to show up and say that it doesn't matter if the flat Earth is a controlled rollout or not, yeah, I have a serious problem with that Jaronism. Oh, and look who else showed up to spew some rumors. That's right, without any validity, without any evidence whatsoever, Eric Dubé goes on his Facebook and starts
calling me a square earther. Yeah, he also says that I think that the sun is doing some Pac-Man thing. These are two things I've never said before. These are two ideas I've never supported. I've never once said I like this map better than this other map. Right now, I have no map. Right now, I consider myself an I don't know what the fuck the Earth is earther. I'm still working on the name. What I'm getting at here, people, is when you get close to the truth and people who are invested in lies then have to protect their lies, they will sink as low.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What do you think of this video so far?
I think I'm just blown away at Jake's ability to actually speak truth and to come against these the liars and shills.
That's fantastic. Anything jump out at you so far? Anything you want to cover that you've seen so far?
Well, yeah, I definitely remember when Flat Earth Asshole came out. I was still a fan of GLOBEBUSTERS, and I was trying really hard to be a guest on their podcast. This was before I realized that they were shills. And I remember Bob coming out and strongly supporting Jake Gibson here. And I noticed that he was definitely one of their team. And what I'm seeing is that basically he's realized that they're all liars and deceivers. He's jumped ship here.
That's huge.
That's this is really huge. I'm going to take the screen share 1 second.
Yeah.
We'll get back into this. I just want to give a shout out to Born on the Water. Nice to meet you. By the way, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we are simulcasting. So this is live over on Beyond Flat Earth. And I didn't want to hit the flag. And it's also live over on Jason's stream. Gabbity, nice to meet you. And everyone else that's come and gone out of the chat, thank you for being here. We did have most of the podcast earlier. We had a guest on. Thank you for joining us live on my channel as well. I'm going to give a link to Jason's chat as well. If anybody wants to check out that, there's some great people over in that chat room too. Do you want to say hi, Jason?
I do. This is so cool. You've talked about simulcasting before, and it's always sounded fantastic, and you've actually made it happen.
Yeah, we
the ability to be speaking to, the people that show up at my channel and your channel. I wish so badly I could be in both chats right now. That would be incredible. But I guess they would probably be seeing this chat on your stream. So this is really, really cool. This is high-tech stuff.
Yeah, we're just having fun too, and we're not trying to go overboard with anything. The main point really of tonight is that we have stepped up. We are the true leaders of the Flat Earth Truth Movement, and we're not stopping. We're going to get stronger and stronger, just like we've been promising for the past 6 months of censorship. Ladies and gentlemen, today is my first day of being able to live stream since last April. Let that sink in. But it's so much of a pleasure to be in both these chat rooms with all y'all, and then I can go back to Jason's chat room. I don't want to leave anybody out before you go back. We got Zal Moxis, Jim Brock, we got Blue Blood Guitar, always a house regular. We got A4. Is this Alejandro Rubio, Pete Shea? Who do we got? Hasp Gang. What up to all you people? Thank you so much. Let's get this Flat Earth stuff going. Let's get this proof out there. We're doing a water level test. We need everybody to help. And that's it, man.
Yeah. So if you're new to us, just learning about us right now, I just recommend you look at the channels Awake Souls, Event Skeptic, Beyond Flat Earth, and now we're trying to get the truth about everything fired up as well. So look,
I'll put
yeah, that'd be awesome. But I recommend probably going through Beyond Flat Earth, because what that is the beginning of Ronnie and I working together, collaborating, putting together everything that I know and have learned, everything that Ronnie has known and learned, putting it together, that's where Beyond Flat Earth begins. And yeah, tonight, this is Beyond Flat Earth. This is what we have been doing for like the last year.
Yeah. I've got the audio. Okay, I guess we're good to go back, man. Like I said,
okay,
this is a great night. I'm super thankful that we're able to do this. I'm going to throw that link for Beyond Flat Earth in your chat as well.
All right, so I'll start it right about here again. Looks like we're about
as being a little bitch rumor starting weasel like Eric Dubé. That's right, Eric Dubé. You're being a little rumor starting bitch. By grouping me in with other people who have promoted square maps, rectangular maps, what have you, you are associating me with their ideas when I have no map of my own. I have no model. The flat earth model in my mind's a big question mark because I don't know what it is. I know it's flat. I know it's not spinning. I know it's motionless. However, I don't have a map or a model, and I don't have to have one to point out the one that you've been promoting and pushing your whole time on YouTube is bullshit. I don't need a replacement model to prove the one you've been pushing, and the one Mark Sargent's been pushing, and the one Jaronism's been pushing, and the one Matt Boylan was pushing when he started. I don't need a replacement to prove it's bullshit. And I think you guys know it's bullshit. So it's time to correct your bullshit, or you're going to go down in flames holding that stupid blue frisbee. Eric Dubé, I used to respect you. I used to look up to you. I couldn't wait to watch your videos when a new one came out. Now, I see you're nothing but a rumor-starting little coward. I never supported any other map. You have no evidence, and now you're making false claims, just like you did several other times in your Flat Earth YouTube career. So how many of Eric Dubé's little follower minions are just going to listen to his rumors and then start calling me Pac-Man pusher or square earther? How many of them? Oh, I bet a lot. A lot of people have started attacking me now that I pointed out that the AE map is wrong and that we should ditch it. Why? Why do they make stuff up about me? Why do they make up rumors about me? It's almost as if they're trying to silence me. Funny how this works. Guys like James Jimmy Parker tags my name in a post like this. Jake Gibson teams up with Sam Kelly to push the stupid Pac-Man theory. Again, zero evidence of me ever pushing Pac-Man theory or saying that the Earth is a square. So this is an example of idiots, followers, morons, jumping on board with something somebody else made up, jumping on board with a rumor and going along with it as if it's true, and then attacking me on Facebook in front of everybody. And then I see people hitting the like button and agreeing, oh, I always knew that guy was a shill. Yeah, I can't believe he's doing that. See how quick people jump on board with bullshit ideas that are made up? Again, here is my stance. I have no map. I have no model. I am an I don't know what the hell the Earth is earther. And I'm still working on finding out a better name. But I have no map, I have no model. I will repeat that over and over again. And anyone saying anything other than that is lying about me, making up rumors. And that's real disinformation, folks. This is what happens when you get too close to the truth. They'll do anything they can to shut you up. Oh, and one last thing about this James Jimmy Parker fellow. When I showed up to this Facebook post to defend myself, I was armed with the video footage from Australia and Tasmania, which shows the sun setting in the southwest. I also highlighted the problems with a circular sun not being able to light up the flat earth with the proper amount of daylight hours in all the locations correctly. And when other people from Australia showed up and started posting their footage, he would just delete us. So when people showed up with footage from Australia that goes against the AE map, James Jimmy Parker would just call them a shill and delete them. So apparently, anyone who lives in the southern hemisphere, or hemisflat, I should say, anyone who proves something other than what he's going along with on the AE map, they must be a shill. Yeah, everyone in the southern hemisphere is a shill, according to James Jimmy Parker. You see this kind of mentality, folks? Cult-like mentality. Cult-like mentality. The cognitive dissonance in flat earthers who claim to be woken is astonishing. They're acting just as aggressively as when you tell folks that the globe is fake. This is a huge problem and it needs correcting. And the only way this problem will ever get corrected is if we boycott the fake map. That's right. I'm calling for a full-on boycott of the fake broken model. We cannot use it as a symbol to represent us in any way. We absolutely must ditch it forever, completely, dump it. Do you realize right now the NFL, the most powerful sports organization that I've ever known during my lifetime, is losing money right now, hand over fist. They're losing ratings. They're losing fans. Why? Because people are boycotting the NFL. The seats are empty. The prices for the tickets to the games are dropping. Advertisers are pulling out their money. You know why? That's because people across the world are boycotting the NFL. They're burning their jerseys and their NFL merchandise. They're vowing to never watch again. And it's working. A boycott will work. It not only can work, it will work. Boycott the AE map. It is basically Flat Earth Society Part 2. Boycott the AE map. Get rid of it. Don't associate yourself with anyone who continues to protect it. And let this be the warning shot to anybody who's still using that map. Go do your research into why it's wrong, into why it's broken. And if you continue to push it and promote it, well then, you're going to go down holding that blue frisbee. Because we're going nowhere but in circles with that map. Do you guys want to fix the problem, or are you going to continue to be a part of the problem? If you want to fix the problem, boycott the map. Boycott, 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 boycott. Jake, dude, don't do this. You're gonna make us look bad. If you point out the flaws in that map in the circle sun, the globeheads will use it against us. It makes us look bad. Shh, don't do it. This is cult-like mentality, cult-like behavior. There are flaws in the map with the circle sun because it's wrong. It's disinformation. So therefore you should stop pushing it. The earth is flat. Nobody can prove that water's curving to my satisfaction. Nobody has proven with a verifiable measurement that water is curving. Nobody has proven to my satisfaction that the earth is spinning. But they have proven to my satisfaction. Flat earthers and globe earthers have both proven that that map is fucking garbage. So why are so many of you using it as your profile picture on Facebook, your profile picture on YouTube? So many people still defending it. You guys, that's what's making us look bad. When I say it's bullshit and you defend it and say, Jake, don't make us look bad by pointing out our flaws. No, ditch the flaws and then it won't look so bad. Stick to the fact that there's no curvature, right? Stick to the fact the earth isn't spinning. We'll be all right. You start saying, we're surrounded by ice wall. There's guards that'll kill you if you go there. Woo! And then the sun goes around in a circle and it lights up everything. just perfectly and magically because it bounces off the dome and stuff somehow. We think, that's not a fucking argument, and it can't be your argument. It doesn't work, all right? Now, I gotta put it to you guys like this. Alex Jones woke a lot of people up to the truth about certain things. Some people will say Alex Jones woke them up about 9/11. So does that mean we should all have Alex Jones be our friend and don't say anything bad about him because that's decisive? It would be divisive if we said anything bad about Alex Jones because he does tell some truths. You see the hypocrisy? If I say Alex Jones is a gatekeeper of the truth and he's only telling partial truths, and then someone says, Jake, that's divisive. He woke me up to 9/11. Yeah, but it was with planes actually hitting buildings and shit. He didn't tell you it was like CGI and only on a TV screen, right? So I had a friend who woke me up to 9/11. His name was Isaac. I won't say his last name. When I came out as saying the earth was, when I came out and said the earth was flat, my friend Isaac and me got in a huge argument, and we aren't friends anymore. And he's the type of person I really don't want to be friends with because he refuses to look at any evidence with an open mind, and he's grasping onto the ball with cognitive dissonance. This is the guy that woke me up to 9/11 because on Facebook he said 9/11 was an inside job, and I thought, oh, I haven't really looked into that. Let me check that out. Now we're not even friends, and he thinks the earth is a ball. So just because somebody wakes you up to something doesn't mean that they deserve their ass kissed for the rest of their life. Doesn't mean you owe them anything. The term waking you up, they woke me up. Oh, don't talk bad about Eric Dubé because he did wake me up to the flat earth. Otherwise, it'd still be a globe head. It's just new information. Did your first grade teacher wake you up on how to write and read? Whoa, dude, my first grade teacher, Mrs. whatever the fuck her name was, I can't remember. She woke me up. She taught me how to write letters really big and stick them together and then read them. Whoa, she woke me up, man. See, it's the same thing. It's new information presented to you. This whole waking up like it's some pedestal. Well, Matt Boylan is fucking crazy and a compulsive liar, but he woke me up, man. It's like, yeah, but somebody else told him it was flat. His ex-girlfriend spilled the beans. Yeah, Matt Boylan's ex-girlfriend told me that some bigwigs from Cirque du Soleil in Las Vegas tipped him off that it was flat and that he should run with this character. Oh, where does he live now? Oh, Las Vegas. So what if I was to go on TV and say that the earth goes upward to account for gravity? Wouldn't that piss you guys off if I represented you and said the earth was rising? And then I tried to use the circle map and I lost the debate on TV. Wouldn't that be really sad and make us all look bad? Yeah, that can happen because the circle map is wrong. Even if it stays still and it's flat and it's not going upward, it's still wrong with the circle sun going around it. It will be taken apart in a debate by somebody who knows their shit. Do you understand that? Do you understand somebody like Neil deGrasse or Bill Nye will have their fucking ammo ready and rehearsed to take apart little circle map with circle sun with ease while a studio audience laughs and claps? How well do you think that's gonna go? Oh, well, any attention for the flat earth is good attention. Oh, is it? Yeah, I think it only attracts dumb cult-like follower type people who don't look into it. They go, oh, it's a circle with a little circle. That seems easy. Yeah, that's why nobody with credibility right now wants to jump on board. Hey, what happened to Brian Mullen, the one guy who had some credibility? Where'd he go? Interesting. Oh, but we got some athletes under contract with the NFL and the NBA,
and Tila Tequila and Bob the Rapper, yeah, they'll represent us, right? Where's the person with credibility? Oh, the problem is, we have a bullshit fucking map with the ice wall and bullshit that's easily proven wrong, so no one with any credibility wants to fucking come be on our team because it looks like bullshit. You know why? Because the symbol many people are using is bullshit. I even tried to tell D Marble. You know D Marble? He's a realist. And he sells a t-shirt with the Flat Earth logo, the AE map on there. It says FE offensive. And I said, hey dude, you're being a useful idiot by promoting that map and you're selling it to people. Do you realize when you walk around with that map on your chest, I can use that map to debunk your stance, to make you look like an idiot? I can use your shirt to make you look like a fucking idiot. You'll be on the FE defensive, D Marble. D Marble? Is that even your real name? Shit.
Did you have fun rubbing elbows with Mark Sargent at your Flat Earth gathering?
Alright, Jake. Well, if you don't like the AE map, well then where's your map, huh? Show us a better map. Show us a map that works better. Where's your map, Jake? Whoa. I don't have to have a fucking map to point out that the circle blue frisbee one with the sun going around it is bullshit. Do you understand that? I don't have to have a map to point out that the globe is bullshit. I don't have to have a map to point out NASA's bullshit. I don't have to have a map to point out that a stupid movie in the theater is bullshit. You understand that? I don't have to have a replacement to what's being presented to me as bullshit in order to prove it's bullshit. Understand that? That's kind of like saying, Jake, you have to present us with your lunar module before you can tell us that the NASA one looks like a homeless tweaker shelter. Build your own lunar module, otherwise you're not allowed to say that the one that NASA went to the moon in is bullshit. I mean, yeah, me and some homeless tweakers could build a better one, but we don't need to in order to point out that the one they say they went to the moon in is bullshit. I don't need a better map or a better model in order to point out and to prove that the circle AE map with the circle sun going around it is bullshit. Do you understand that? I don't need a replacement. If the mainstream media is helping roll out the flat earth and showing everybody that AE map and talking about it, and Obama used to bring it up, we don't have time for the Flat Earth Society. If the mainstream media keeps bringing it up, pop culture keeps bringing it up, professional athletes keep bringing it up, it's a controlled rollout. Duh. Well, what does it matter? You don't think it matters? If it's a controlled rollout, that means those of us going along with the controlled rollout are useful idiots, or we're in on it. I ain't a fucking useful idiot, and I'm not in on it. That's why I'm calling it out, because I'm a man of the truth. Do you understand that? Oh my God, ego, flat earth ego. He's all about the ego. He's only doing this because of the ego. Yeah, we don't need any flat earth leaders. We should all be our own leader. We don't need any leaders. We're all leaders, yeah. Because so many battles have been won when everyone just went on the battlefield and said, hey, we don't have a plan, we don't have a leader, let's just all do our own thing, and hopefully we win. That's how a lot of countries won their independence, right? Was by going out on the field of battle without a plan. Everyone's their own leader, everyone just does their own thing. Hopefully you win, right? No one ever had a leader. Having a leader is bad, right? I mean, if you go out on the battlefield and you have a plan and a leader, oh, you'll lose. It's best if everyone just fucking free-forms it, has no plan, makes it up as they go along, has no leader. We don't need leadership. Everyone's their own leader. Let's just make it up as we go along, head out on the battlefield, and hope we get lucky. Yeah. That's what everyone else does, right? No. They actually have a battle plan, a strategy. Yeah. You kind of got to have a plan of what you want to do, how you're going to do it, if you want your plan to be effective. And there have been men throughout history that have been able to lead other men into battle and come out victorious because of their leadership skills and their strategies in times of war. And I'm not just talking about war, I'm talking about business too. Are you telling me a business doesn't need a leader? Everyone's the same. Here at Amazon, we're all the same. Everyone just do something and we're all gonna figure it out. We'll all make money, hopefully. Well, there is no boss, there's no leader. At Walmart, there's no boss or no leader. Anywhere you're gonna work, no boss, no leader. Everyone just do your own thing. Yeah, that kind of mentality's really strange. It exists in the flat earth only, but everywhere else it's okay to have a leader, but not in the flat earth. Having a leader in the flat earth is bad, apparently. Yeah, you don't want a leader to fucking take charge and take initiative. No. How about just a bunch of followers going in circle around a circle map that doesn't make sense? That's what we want. Yeah. Jake, it's the best we have. The AE map with the sun going around in a circle is the best we have. So leave it alone because it's the best we have. Really? So if I was to get invited to a black tie event, and let's just say I don't have a suit and tie, all I have is this mushroom shirt and some sweatpants. What if that's the best I got? Am I really gonna show up to a black tie event with this t-shirt on and sweatpants because it's the best I got? Yeah. Yeah, try that. Try showing up to prom to pick up your prom date in some fucking sweatpants and a stain on your t-shirt, and then look her in the eye and say, it's the best I got. See if you're gonna get laid that night.
I shall not stand behind a symbol of deception. Whether it be the globe, or whether it be the azimuthal equidistant map, or the Gleason's map, or any other circle map with a circle sun. If it's wrong, we must do away with it. We must turn our backs on it. Ditch it. Get rid of it. We still have time to make a change. We still have time to do what's right. Let this be the end of the fake flat earth. The future starts now. If this video has resonated with you at all, don't just share it as many times as you possibly can. This is a full-on boycott. Mirror this video on your own YouTube channel. Share it on Facebook. Tell all your flat earther friends the jig is up on the circle frisbee map. We do not live on a blue pizza. The time is now to call for a boycott. You're either with me or against me. Boycott! 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 Boycott!
Awesome.
Woo! That was amazing.
Wow. What a video. What a video. What a night. Thank you everyone so far. But what, Jay, let me know, how did that video make you feel?
It was crazy. I didn't see that coming. We've been doing what we've been doing for like over a year, fighting fighting this battle against the AE model. It's not been against personalities. It's been against the fact that it's impossible. And it's all been validated for more details. People that, you know, he showed 2 details. And he showed 2 of many details. How many would you guess, Ronnie, that we've broken apart and shown that the AE model does not work?
At least 20 proofs we can come up with. But we've been doing this like over a year and a half to 2 years. The two of us have been trying to find ways, because we believe that the COINTEL had released the fake flat earth, and we wanted to beat them to the punch and to come up with the truth, and we did. It's all published on our channels. It's not anything new.
So yeah, awesome. I cannot wait to see how this all shakes out. I imagine there's going to be a whole bunch of chatter about it, and you know, we'll be chattering back. And we'll be doing it here, and we'll be simulcasting it on multiple channels too, right?
Yeah, we're going to do what leaders deserve to do, and what you as flat earthers deserve to have true leaders do, and that is to lead by example, to do the hard work, to share the truth, and to bring you all in. This isn't about me and Jason. This is about the truth, the flat earth and the truth. And I just want to tip my hat to Pat, Mark, Eric, Math Powerland, GLOBEBUSTERS, Jeranism, David effing Weiss. You know, I'd like to say, the first one to say, see ya. Thank you for all your lies. I wouldn't want to be ya. You're out. Everybody knows that you're all a bunch of fake shills that are shilling for the government, data mining, collecting information, hiding the flat earth proofs. This has all been exposed, and I kiss you goodbye. And to my new always leader, you're the most strategic guy out there. What would you like everyone here? Give us some strategy tips before the end of the night.
Do your research. We'll leave links. Just like Jaren always told everybody, you know, don't trust us. Do the research. It's actually the exercise of doing the research that actually unlocks something within you. Having done the research, a knowingness comes to you. It's a confidence, and then it allows you to speak with that type of confidence going forward. So you don't get that confidence without having done the research. So everybody, just make it a part of your day, just like you have to, you know, exercise, you have to eat, these types of things. Make research part of your day. It is a form of prayer. So even if you're not typically praying, if you're researching, you're looking for truth, and that is opening a connection where that does allow the creator to then have that information flow through you. If you're a believer, it is super beneficial to do it just in a traditional prayer style. Ask for the knowledge to come to you, because we know the scriptures do tell us that ask and you shall receive, and it does work that way. That is, we're going to talk about that. That is one of the features of the simulation. The things you speak, the things you hold in mind, that is the way you manifest in this world. And so we're going to be covering all that
and more. And we're gonna be looking at new ways to get some more flat earth proof, some more flat earth evidence videos, and we're gonna try not to seeing as how, you know, this leg of the war is over, we've won. Like I said, Jason, you're now, congratulations, sir, leader and co-leader, and all of the Team YAHAWASHI team. We are all co-leaders, and you in the chat right now listening to me, you're a leader too. The choice is in your hands. Do you share this video? Do you share this truth? Do you start talking about, well, maybe this flat earth proof works? That is up to you. All we can do is come out here time and time again with excellent research, excellent things to say, exciting times, simulcasting on multiple channels. Whatever it is you need, we want to do it. Please leave all your comments below. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to our videos, because we need to share this truth. We are the most censored flat earthers on YouTube.
Yeah, well, there's to the people that might be new to hearing us, I just want to let you know there is a group of people that have been following us for a long time that you could call upon them to see, you know, ask them, Ronnie and Jason, the things that they've said, is it all true? Yeah. So, you know, you can talk amongst yourselves. You can You can validate things. We need to network together the actual truth researchers, people that are going to go beyond the AE model. We need to network all of our resources. We need to talk about who's trusted, who's a shill, and all that kind of stuff, and do it amongst ourselves quickly. We've waited too long. The gatekeepers, the popular flat earth shills, they've held us back too long. We've got a bunch of bottled up, pent up energy, and we need to release this now on this quick race for the truth, blowing past those gatekeepers. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, if we're ready to sign it out, I think I could play us out. If you make me the host, I could play us out with a short video.
Sounds good.
You know, and yeah, Jason, man, thank you so much again. You did a great job tonight and keeping me in line and sharing the truth.
Keeping you in line. You are the host.
No, without you, brother, I don't have nothing, man. I'm thankful. When there's two or more, our creator, he really shows up. So
I did mean that you are the host.
I can shoot a little bit of top shelf. 1 second here, I'll get this. Am I on the right spot here? Where is this? Come on. You had me all confused. So many great videos that we've both put together, and it's such a nice feeling to actually get. We've had 3 or 4 views per live cast. Our videos have had 100 views, where we've had upwards of hundreds of thousands. So tonight is a bit of a coming back party. Feels really good, eh?
It does.
Okay, I got it all queued up here. I'll just set this up like that. Thanks, Jason, man. You're too much.
What a great day.
Hi guys, it's Jet Skeptic Media here. This is such an exciting day. I swear we're going to see the Flat Earthers' first model. I heard Flat Earth British talking about it on a hangout with Doomweaver. This is going to be history in the making. I can't wait. This is so exciting. GLOBEBUSTERS have their first map, working map. This is going to blow all the skepticism away, even me. I mean, even change my name to Jed Flat Earth Media. My heart's beating here. I can't wait. Let's go, guys. Let's watch this.
Oh, you heard that right. Join Awake Souls, Jason Loffenberg, and Ronnie Harris of Event Skeptic.
I can't wait. This is so exciting. GLOBEBUSTERS have their first map, working map. It's
Okay. The Flat Earth working map and model, macro to micro.
Will always be lined up where the north is.
Oh man, I just feel like I ate some manna.
Different grid work than this. It was just a rectangular grid work, but I forgot to adjust the angle. Timeanddate.com. It's 63 degrees is the sunrise angle. Q is 87 is the sunset, and
tonight, live at 8 p.m. Central, only on Beyond Flat Earth.